what's up, my people? Your host for today, Wray. And I have a special guest with me today, one of my best friends. And his name is Ano Makanda, or he might go by his rap name, which is Easyin2D. How you doing today, Ano?
What's happening, bro? It's good.
Hey, man, I can't complain. I mean, we're all on quarantine, a little lockdown, but I definitely won't complain. It's another great day to be alive, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So what you been up to?
You hear me good?
Yeah. You're good.
Right. You're good. No, I'm just making sure. Oh, man, I'm good, bro. I'm chilling, bro. Quarantining, bro. Like I said, I've been watching Star Wars all day, bro. So just relaxing.
Oh, so you took May the 4th be with you, seriously?
Yeah, man. The Force is definitely with me, bro. So I'm just kicking. This is my first time watching like all 9 of them through in consecutive order. So I'm just enjoying that.
So believe it or not, I've seen like bits and pieces, like clips of Star Wars movies, but I've never seen like a whole Star Wars movie. I'm just not into that kind of stuff. But fun fact,
bro, it's dope, man. It's not for everybody. Well, I think it can be for everybody, but you know, it's just you got to take the time to get into it, man. But I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd at heart, low key. So hold on, man. Let me turn this darn oven.
All right.
You know, it's had the pizza rolls in there.
Okay, we back. So, man, the reason I have you on here today is I'm spotlighting people who, you know, friends of mine who I think are doing great things out here in the world today. And I feel like there's a lot of negativity out there, and the great things aren't highlighted as much, unless you're like a superstar or something that's on the media a lot. So I wanted to give you a little bit of spotlight. So first things first, I kind of wanted to reminisce on some memories, like what kind of made our bond tight. Because again, like I said, he's one of my best friends. So I just wanted to reminisce on a few memories I have of us, especially early. Like I remember 9th grade. This is like right after conditioning. So this is like fall 2005, I think it was 0506, 9th grade, Manor High School. So we get done with conditioning. If anybody knows at Manor, and you walk through the back of the boys' locker room and you go through the gates to get to the lockers. So we get in there, and like it's probably like we're taking our time getting changed. Mostly everybody is left, and it's probably like 3 or 4 of us in there, and all of us are like friends. So somebody says something like trying to clown me, and I obviously didn't think it was funny. And like everybody's like, oh, everybody's laughing, pointing at me out of the 3 or 4 people. And then Ano, he takes his phone and starts recording and has the phone like this and puts it all up in my face. So I don't think nothing is funny. So he got the phone in my face. So I'm like, man, get that out my face. So I knocked the phone out of his hand. His phone hits the ground, goes all over the ground, and he's like, hey, man, you better not scratch up my phone. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Like, I'm about whatever right now, because I don't think it's funny. Y'all in my face. What were you thinking at that moment, man?
Man, what you mean, bro? Like, you had disrespected my honor, bro. I was very upset. You know, when you a kid, bro, your phone is your whole world. Like, man, I thought my phone was broke. Because at that point, you got to deal with moms when your phone is broke. It's not even about you breaking the phone.
And
you got to deal with mom. Why is the phone broke? Yeah, she don't want to hear that. So, you know, say, yeah, man, I had to, you know, you knocked my phone out of my hand. You know, we were clowning on you. I had to defend my honor. You know what I'm saying? You made me feel like a little girl.
And like, neither one of us meant anything by it either.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying that's what was funny, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's like kind of what made us, even after that, we grew closer. I don't even think like we really spoke about it. It was just like, oh, whatever. We just kept on moving.
It was what it was. We moved on. Yeah. But it's crazy how we both remember that so vividly.
Yeah, definitely.
So the touch on, so that had to do with like basketball conditioning. That's how we clicked. Anna and myself, we love music. We love sports. Like ever since I met him, always texting. Oh, you heard the new music just came out. You saw such and such got traded. So we're always in communication. about either some trades or some NBA games or NFL, like whatever sport it may be, or any type of music that's dropped. So that's where we connect. And that's why our bond is so strong. So sticking on the topic of basketball. So probably about, I want to say this might be maybe like 6 years ago, because this was like within my first year I came back from college. So this like summer 2014, I'll say. So it was a 3-on-3 tournament.
All right. Oh yeah.
Yep. It was hosted by Celebration Church over there by Atlantic Coast. So they put it together. They had the games at Atlantic Coast. The original team was supposed to be you, Caleb, and myself. Yeah. But Caleb, we asked him to do it, and at first he said he would, but he had to back out because I think he had just moved back to Jacksonville and he wasn't like in basketball team. So we understood. Yeah. So at the time, we were like in this group chat, and Brandon Quarterman was in the group, and Brandon was like, I'll play with y'all. So I was like, all right. So it was the three of us, and I don't know how many games we won, but it was some very, very good games. It was 3-on-3 basketball. You had people from all over Jacksonville, every race, every nationality, every skill level, like everything on a team. Yeah. One thing is, most of y'all should know who this is, but Grayson Allen played at Providence, played at Duke, and is in the NBA right now. He was on the other side of the floor, so that means he's on the other side of the bracket. So that means if we won enough games in the Final Four of it, we were supposed to play in the Final Four against Grayson. So I know I wanted to win them games so bad. So I think we won, what was it, like 2 or 3 games?
Yeah, at least 3, bro. It was at least 3 games.
So it was like 3. So that means if we would have won a fourth, the fourth win would have put us in the Final Four. And you know Grayson was going to be in the Final Four. So his team made it. So we get there to the 4th game. It was a close game, but we ended up losing. Yeah. But all in all, I had like so much fun in that. I don't know if I ever told you like how much fun I had, but I like had so much fun during that 3-on-3.
Yeah. No, I did too, because every now and then I think about that too, because I think that was like that's definitely one of the last times I played like some like real competitive basketball, but it was still like for fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely, because I remember at that time, Grayson was like one of the biggest things in the country. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know. I guess for us, it was kind of normal. You know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to play against him. I wanted to dog. I wanted to do him, man, and make him fall or something. You know, man? But nah, he was cool, man. He was cool people.
Yeah, man. Because you met him a few times, right?
Yeah, I met him before that. Like, just playing, like, around, like, at, like, the YMCA and stuff like that. I met him before that. Mm-hmm. Like, just on a real humbug occasion,
So from my perspective, that would have been like the best thing ever for me, because I'm a huge Duke fan. I've been a Duke fan forever. And for
man.
He's a North Carolina fan. So I don't know how we're best of friends. With rival schools, like we just don't get down with each other.
I know.
But yeah, man, that was a great experience. Hopefully somebody at Celebration can get it going again, or maybe something I can put together. Somebody put together like 3-on-3.
Reach out to Grayson, man. Grayson should do like a tournament here. I don't know if he's that kind of person, but that would be cool.
Yeah, he'll get
some kind of camp.
He'll get the support.
The community. Yeah, man. Definitely, that's what I'm saying. We got to reach out, man. That's what I'm saying. As far as the city, just kind of everybody teach one, man.
Mm-hmm. That's something we need here, especially whenever we get over this coronavirus pandemic, once we get past it.
And hopefully ASAP.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm ready
I'm going crazy.
Get back outside and do something,
That's rough.
So, what was this? A couple of days ago, Drake dropped, what was it? Dark Lane demo tapes. So as you know, I know you're a big fan of Drake, but I'm probably one of the biggest, biggest Drake fans,
For sure.
I'm like a step below a stan. I'm not a stan like DJ Academics. That's a stan of Drake. But myself personally, I'm just a big fan of like the artist and like who he is like outside of the booth.
Yeah.
So you and I were talking before this about how some people, obviously, no matter what it is, you're gonna have people who hate or don't agree with certain music, and
Sure.
for whatever reason, to us it feels like it's a lot of hate, even though it's probably more like congratulatory things and like people loving it than people hating on it.
That's great.
So that's something we have to keep in perspective. So what was your take on Dark Lane demo tapes?
Oh, I mean, I rock with it, bro. Cause I was rocking with like all the leaks and everything when those were coming out, like Chicago and Desires, When to Say When. That's been like stuff I've been playing for like a couple months now. So I was excited to hear that he was coming out with new music, and then with that stuff added on there too, made it even better. I just feel like he kind of set it up perfectly, and I think like this tape is gonna do numbers like well commercially. I think it's gonna last long. It's gonna grow on people. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like considered one of his better projects. I think when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And
I'm
I feel
rocking with it.
like all of his albums have grown. Like I think Take Care was like a hit right away. Like Nothing Was the Same was right away. But some of his other stuff, like if you're reading this, it's too late. That grew on the people. He's just starting to grow on the people. So I think this will. But the thing is, all his other stuff was like, an actual album. Like they were in a certain sequence. Like this, he just threw them because as you already said, half this stuff was quote unquote leaked on YouTube. Other things were leaked on SoundCloud, and then you had like a couple of new songs. And as I was telling you, I want to say I enjoy probably 9 out of 14 songs that's on there. There's a total of 14, like 10 out of the 14.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's like I take the music for what it is. Like I'm not trying to compare Drake to Take Care Drake. I'm not trying to compare him to back when he's making Best I Ever Had type stuff, Drake. So I take it for what it is. Like it's leaked stuff. Like I saw something about one of those songs. What is it? From Florida with Love.
Yeah.
That song he wrote in like 2017.
Wow, that makes sense. Yeah.
So like some of this stuff is like very old, and it was like, all right, I'm gonna just throw this out, keep people busy, keep them at bay until my album drop in the summer. So as you said, I think this will grow on people over time, because like I said, I enjoy 9 or 10 of the songs out of 14. And I'll play it for like a month. As you know, music doesn't last. Like what is your opinion on that? Like why does music, like even like some of the best stuff, you probably only gonna listen to for like a month straight, and you'll probably come back to it later on. But for the majority of you, you're gonna listen to it for a month straight, and then you'll leave it for a while.
I think it's probably because attention spans are shorter. Everyone wants it's kind of the instant gratification era because like social media and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everything is so quick and accessible. So I think because there is so much music and it's so easily accessible, and there's a lot of quality music too. So I don't even think it's like a conscious thing. It's just like nowadays people aren't as likely to get stuck on listening to a Drake album for a month because there's also a Cudi album, and there's what I'm saying, there's a this album coming out too, all at the same time that we can all kind of vibe to. So I think it's a good thing, at least from a fan's perspective. It's a good thing to have so much to listen to.
I think we take not just him, but we take like all like music during this time for granted. Cause
for sure.
It was some interview I was watching. It's probably like 3 years ago, and there was some like maybe executive or whatever from like the 90s, and he was saying, or somebody asked him like, how come the 90s is regarded as like the best era? Why is it so much better than music today? And he was like, in the 90s, if your music was trash, then it wouldn't make it to the radio, like they would throw it away. As now today, I don't need a label. I don't need radio. I can go on SoundCloud, hear my music. I can go into Joe Budden's mentions. Hey, Joe, listen to this. I can go into whoever Drake's. Hey, listen to this, and it's everywhere. Somebody will come across it and be like, man, this music trash. Man, everybody who making music is trash. And they kind of give this era like a bad rap, which I think is one of the best because you have very talented people. You got people trying stuff out. You got bad stuff like always, but you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like it's cool because like yeah, I mean even with like some of that the music that we, you know, I guess we could say isn't as good music, but it's like it's tough, man, because it's so objective. Because at the end of the day, just like they say, like as far as with looking for a partner, like there's somebody for everybody.
Yep.
There's somebody somewhere that's gonna like that song.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one person, there's probably gonna be two people. If there's two, then maybe there's a chance it's gonna be 2,000, and then so on and so forth. That at least like that song that I guess majority of people would say maybe say is a bad song.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. It's just anyone can make a song, anyone can put it out. Like there's all these United Masters. There's SoundCloud. You can do it straight from SoundCloud now. You can put your music straight from a straight up to a DSP, right? The spot, right? Record it right now on the computer and get it right there on Spotify, Apple Music immediately. You feel me? It's so easy. Whereas to get on a platform like that, you know, even 5-10 years ago, you'd have to know somebody or have connections or be paying, you know. So that's just the thing. It's just with a lot more access and a lot more ease of use, a lot more BS is gonna like filter through.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So for the people, there's some people out there who don't know that you're a recording artist, you're a rapper, or I'll say an artist. I won't just
that's cool.
As a rapper.
So appreciate that.
Oh yeah, of course. Who inspired you like growing up? Like when did you like start rapping?
Yeah, I started rapping. I guess my influences were probably Kanye and Lil Wayne, and Kanye, Lil Wayne, and Jay-Z. Like those three right there is like my Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
As far as why I started rapping, and to a lesser extent, you could even put in like Outkast or like 50 Cent. But let's just go with those three. But yeah, I was just young, man, and I was like a lot of the times, like my mom would be playing the music, or you know, my stepdad would have a CD. He listens to mainly reggae, so he would maybe listen to the CD once and then throw it away to the side, and I'd pick it up. You feel me? So, you know, listening to like Kanye was really inspired me to start making music because I saw he was kind of, you know, a regular dude. He wasn't a thug. You know what I'm saying? He was just chilling in his polo. He was, you know, from a decent area and stuff like that, and it kind of showed me that you didn't have to be, you know, a drug dealer or a gangbanger or whatever to be a rapper or a hip hop artist, you know. That's kind of the archetype that we were given through the 90s. Obviously, there was other people, you know, doing different things, you know, Farside and, you know, Tribe Called Quest and stuff like that. But as far as my exposure, I had never seen, at least on that mainstream of a level, I hadn't seen it like that. So that's kind of inspired me to start writing. So I started writing, started, you know, just, you know, writing off instrumentals or, you know, whatever beat was, you know, was popular at the time, and that's went from there. But definitely listening to like Kanye, listening to Lil Wayne coming up, listening to Jay-Z, inspired me to get started.
And the thing is, I'm pretty sure, like you said, you started listening to this stuff early and like rapping the instrumentals. The thing is, I didn't know you like rapped until I think it was like freshman year of college. And we were like at a party. I think I was home for like spring break or something. We was at a party and just like freestyling. I'm like, Anno can freestyle, like he can rap for real. Cause that, all we just discussed music, but we never talked about like rapping. You know, I wasn't about to do that. So I never knew like that was inside you, like you had that potential.
It always was, man. It was weird because I never really put it out there, and I wish I would have put it out there earlier. Looking back on it, but it's all good. But yeah, like I remember like my earliest memories of like writing raps were like I don't know, probably like 9th, 10th grade, something like that. You know, but I would, you know, most of the time I'll just be at home with my friends, and then I would, you know, I'd write over the summer. We'd write it, you know, write a rap, then we go back to school and I forget about it type deal. Yeah, when I got to college, man, I just started, started kind of like, you know, learning more about myself, learning more about what my passions were and what I was good at. And and I just kind of, music. I just kept being drawn to music. I've always wanted to, to be a musician and pursue that, but I don't know, man. I got to college and I had more free time, and I just, I was kind of coming into myself, trying to figure out who I was, and music was a great way for me, when I would like to help me with the bad times and stuff like that. So that's where it comes from. Just wanted to, at the end of the day, it's just, me wanting to help out that, that kid or that young adult who's going through a tough time or, not feeling so sure about themselves. So that's, the same way Wale, Kendrick, Cole, all those guys help me. I just want to help other people with my music. So
That's the vibe I get. Like, I don't feel like you're chasing fame or notoriety. I feel like you do it for like therapy or like know how you grew up or what you went through, and you're trying to help somebody who might find your music. Like, I remember, what was this? Probably 3-4 years ago, you put something out. I think you put it out on maybe SoundCloud or somewhere, and a guy, like this random guy from Texas,
yeah,
was like, "Hey man, I love your music, blah blah blah." And I remember you were like hype about it because it's like this random dude, never met in your life, found your music, and like he loved it, like he enjoyed it. So it's like, boom, there you go. You found one person who you have an impact on.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's what pushes me, man. Like little stuff like that. Like people I don't even know who say like, "Oh, listen to your song and it helped me with my relationship." And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm not really nobody, man. I haven't reached where I want to reach just yet. But it's just like just to even get that kind of validation, and that kind of I guess like stamp of approval from people I don't know. Yeah, it definitely means a lot. Shows it makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing. I just got to keep going.
And it should. We all need that. Like, we need that inspiration from someone else, and then also we sometimes need confirmation. Like, am I actually good? And am I doing the right thing? And then out of nowhere, somebody to come along and be like, "Hey man, I like what you're doing." And then I know at first sometimes it's like, are they just telling me this, or do they really like mess with what I'm doing? And then if you keep hearing it, and you know it's the truth.
Sure, definitely.
So you got over the past few years, you've been obviously your solo career, but you also have been a part of this group. What's the name of that group, and like how long have you guys been together?
For sure. The group's called Love Culture. We've been together. Oh man, time eludes me. I want to say about 3-4 years now. We just met. We did a show. The homie Kyle put it together. I went to high school with Rob. He's in the group. Went to high school with Spirit. He's in the group. So we had a familiarity with each other. We were cool. So when he put together the show featuring all of us, that was kind of our first opportunity to kind of see each other in person.
Mm-hmm.
So then once we did that, we kind of clicked up, and then making a couple songs turned into making a project. Making a project turned into let's just do a group, man. So it's cool because it's a collective, a group type thing. Because we're still solo, we can still hold on as solo artists. But when we ready, we form like Voltron. We come together like the Avengers, and we get down.
I love what y'all doing, man. Like, I feel like everybody is like a positive person, a good person. At least from like my interactions with all y'all. And obviously I already knew Rob and Spirit, high school with them as well. So they were always good people. So hey man, keep it up with the group, man. I love what y'all were doing. Like y'all had I don't know if it's an endorsement or not, but with the Sprite, y'all are on the Spotify playlist and on the Instagram. Speak on that for me.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I mean, they found us through Instagram. So they featured us on their Instagram, featured us on the Spotify playlist. We had like a little contract with them where we did like, it was like, I guess essentially like a marketing type deal, but it was cool, man. It helped us get a lot of traction, helped us get a lot of eyes and listeners. So it was dope. If I'm being honest, there was more that we expected from it, but I think at the end of the day, we could have got nothing. You feel me? It definitely. I'm very thankful and grateful for it, and we look forward to like more stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely a good look. We got some cool jackets from it too. So
yeah, those jackets are pretty nice, man. But yeah, it's all baby steps. Just gotta grow like MJ didn't. what was it, year 9 or whatever it was until he won his first championship. LeBron, it took like 8, 9 years before he won his first. So, yeah, man, I think y'all have a great thing going on. What I really want to focus on is your solo career. How many I don't know, because today you don't know albums. How many albums, projects? I will say projects. How many projects do you have out right now?
I guess I don't know. Well, I guess as far as solo, you could say 3. You know, the first one I did was Fashionably Late. That's on SoundCloud, and then I got Care, which is on all the streaming services, and I just dropped Out the Dark. So we got 3 out right now. I'm just looking forward to like expand on that. They've all been kind of short projects. So it's just right now, man, it's just about finding myself as an artist and like what what my sound's gonna be and what I want to portray. But I think it took me some time, but I think I'm actually finally comfortable now. So.
And speaking of Out the Dark, you did that with Alan, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that with my man Trash Beats Alan.
Y'all got some stuff. I don't know if y'all still have it. Y'all might have lost it or something. But stuff y'all did like 4 or 5 years ago that I still want. I'm still waiting on to come out. Like Out the Dark was really well. I loved it. But y'all have, people don't know that. Like y'all got some fire in the tuck.
Yeah, people. Definitely do. And that's what I'm saying. All this has got me motivated with this whole quarantine thing, with seeing what Drake did with his project. I'm definitely gonna have a project. Gonna have to put together some kind of project of like some Lucy's and some older stuff that maybe I didn't release. So I'm definitely gonna work on that for the people for sure.
And like what you and I spoke on earlier, like just put it out there. Like we don't gotta be perfectionists.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Everything, man. Like just put it out there. Like you said, somebody might actually like it. And then whatever we may or may not like about it, add to it, take away from it, and then eventually we'll get to that. Because Nike not calling us, some record label not gonna call us, Duke is not calling us like, off the first video anyway. So just continue to build and build.
That's real talk, bro.
And do you know, like, do you have a date you can give us, like when your next project, next song, or anything coming out?
That's right now. I've been kind of going through the music, trying to figure out what I'm gonna release next. I know we got some stuff coming with the group, so it's kind of got to navigate through that as well. We want to make sure that we're not stepping on releases, but I know I'll have something coming as far as at least a song. I'll have something this month for sure as far as a song, and then as far as a project, I don't like to put times on the projects, man, because stuff's always changes. I always find new beats, always get new inspiration and stuff like that. So until like I'm like settled on like a at least a good solid track list, I try not to give dates on the project, but I do know like for sure this time it's going to be a little bit longer project. I want to make sure that because the last 2 of those been like kind of shorter EPs, 5, 6 songs. So I do want to do something a little bit longer, just to kind of show more versatility and just show the growth. So we'll see. But I got some really cool stuff like I'm really excited about. Just studios opening back up now, so I'm looking forward to getting back in there and all that. So.
And people, I went to, like, this is like a real studio. Like I've been in a studio with Anno before, but like for the first time I went to like a legit studio. What was this, like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Like the last time you went to the studio, I got to go in there and like just vibe. It was just me. There's Anno in there recording, and it was the engineer. That's all it was. There was 3 people in there, and he was handling his business, laying down tracks. It was a cool experience. So I don't know if I told you, but I appreciate you for letting me be a part of that experience.
No doubt, man. I love it, bro. Like I said, that's where I be feeling most comfortable and most like at peace at. So it's shout out to Short Fuse Studios, my man Josh in there. So it's cool. It's a small world. We even connected through basketball and all that stuff too. So yeah, man, I love it. Like, so I'm just trying to get back recording. I'm the kind of person, I love going to the studio, but I kind of like to record myself more. So I'm looking forward to starting doing that again. But just, man, like, I'm just ready to get back to work, to be honest. So, but this little hiatus, this little break, all this has been good for real. It's helped me have a lot more clarity, I feel like.
And I really think God bless like everybody who makes it through these times, but I feel like everybody who does make it through these times will come out better than ever with like a clearer mind, maybe more creative, maybe became more active during these times, like whatever it is. I think people as an individual will be a lot better. I think our nation will come out in a better light. So I can't wait until we get out of this, like fully, because I know like they say we might get like another wave of it like later in the year. So like once we get past it, like pandemic 1918, it took some years. So like whenever we get past that 2-3 years down the road, like I just can't wait to see where we are as a world. So the last thing before we get out of here, I'm sure somebody who is aspiring artist may watch this and they may have some questions, you know. So before we get out of here, just give like some words of advice to people who may be thinking about starting as an artist or maybe getting into like just the music business, like making beats, whatever it may be. Like just give them a few words.
Man, honestly, what we talked about earlier, put it out, be fearless, you know, don't be scared to put out your music, you know, for consumption. You know, that's the way you get better, is by putting it out and learning, getting that feeling of putting something out, because it's telling you, man, it's really weird. It's a certain feeling that you get when you put something out to the world like that. So you're literally giving a piece of your soul out there. So, you know, you put it out, you gauge the reaction, and you learn from that as far as how you want to maneuver. You know, trust yourself. If you have people around you, it's good to have people around you who are, you know, have the same passions. But, you know, I know in my case, I didn't really, when I first started, until I got into the industry and started networking, I really didn't have people around me who were doing what I was doing. So, if, you know, whether that's your case, you know, you just got to, you know, find your passion, whatever that is. Find like the little small things about the craft that you love, you know, the things that'll keep you going when it gets quote unquote boring, you know, the things that'll make it not boring. You feel me? You got to find the passion, you got to find the drive, find whatever it is that keeps you motivated, and honestly, just have fun. Trust yourself, you know, write as much as possible. You know, writing is like putting up jump shots, you know. You know, Klay Thompson, Steph, their jump shots didn't get like that, you know, until they put up 10,000, 100,000 plus jump shots. So put those shots up, you'll get better. You'll find what you want to sound like. You'll find, you know, your fan base, excuse me, and just, you know, do it for the love, you know, and then everything else will fall into place. You know, protect your masters. Don't give out, you know, don't give up your masters and all that stuff. Try to remain independent if you can. I know you got to feed your family and all that, but just try to maintain your dignity, maintain your ownership. That's probably my biggest advice.
Well, Anno, thank you for the words. Thank you for coming on here, being part of the first guest that I have for this segment. I really appreciate it. Best of luck in your career. You know, I'm always support and follow you in everything you do. And I know it's vice versa with myself. So until next time, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, until next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
I'm just trying to set the record straight. If this a fight, then I'm a heavyweight. Super light, I'm in the darkest place. Suit inside me.